And welcome to the latest update on adverse activity afloat. And it's been another very quiet week, with no incidents being reported against merchant shipping in the area and no new UK MTO warnings. However, and it is a very big however, Israel's strikes on Iran from Friday onwards have had an impact on shipping, which is entirely unexpected. I spoke last week about traffic returning to the Red Sea, and despite the head of the EU Naval Task Force bold assertions, it appears that shipping companies are largely going to wait this one out. Essentially, Iran has two areas in which to disrupt shipping in significant number: the Arabian Gulf, and there is a threat to close the Strait of Hormuz, and via its proxy, the Houthis in Yemen. Neither of these are without challenges. The response from GCC members to the attacks on Iran's nuclear project have been largely muted, with concerns being raised. This is hardly a pan-Arab response to an existential threat and a general call to arms against Israel. Rather, it appears to be that a number of Sunni states would not be rejoicing at the thought of a Shia majority Iran achieving an arsenal of nuclear weapons. In addition, although Iranian leaders have made announcements regarding the closure of the straits, or proposals to close the straits, despite its JASC facilities, Iran needs access through those waters for its economic lifeline, as do a number of GCC states. Whilst tanker rates have increased significantly since last week, there have been coalition naval vessels and command and control infrastructures in that area for many years anticipating such action. One concern to shipping is that there has been an increase in jamming and other electronic disruptions since Israel attacks, and crews need to be attuned to this. With regard to the Red Sea and the Houthis acting as Iran's proxy, there is no doubt a threat. However, since its initial successes, airstrikes against Yemen appear to have weakened that threat. If we view threat as intent times capability, this raises some issues. With regard to intent, the Houthis recently stated that they would only be attacking Israeli-linked shipping or that which had operated in Israeli ports. The US has publicly stepped away from announcing involvement in these attacks, and the British Prime Minister wasn't even advised in advance that they were happening. Therefore, it will be a big step up in the threat level if the Houthis now recalibrate their targeting to include ships with links to the UK, US, or indeed any other states. Considering capability, is the Houthi changing policy down to it suddenly deciding to adapt a new persona, or is it that it doesn't have the capability to continue with its previous posture? For many months, they were throwing a lot of ordnance into the Red Sea, and a lot of the targeting did appear random, if indeed not reckless. Have the efforts of the coalition to prevent such weaponry getting to the Houthis borne fruit? And have the Houthis realised that attacking shipping in the Red Sea was only bringing down bombs on their own heads? Or are they just maintaining a lower profile while stockpiling more lethal weaponry? At this stage, this aspect is not entirely clear. What is clear is that there hasn't been an immediate response with ships being attacked in the Red Sea, and there hasn't been a closure of the Strait of Hormuz. As always, transcripts of my podcast can be found at my website, https://garyrogan1.wordpress.com/. As we're all concerned about the safety of mariners at sea, please feel free to share any of the information that I provide, and any comments that you may have can be left there or below. That's just coming up to 4 minutes. I appreciate it's a long one today, but I thought there was more to say that was relevant. I'll leave you there, and I'll speak to you all shortly. Bye-bye.